All right, so how in the world do all dogs go to heaven? Well, again, I don't think dogs will go to heaven, but they might come back to the resurrected earth. Just like all humans are not going to be in heaven for a very long time, if at all. Born again. Humans' final destination is to be in the new earth with Jesus and the Father. Not heaven forever. And when I found this, I even told my daughters that, hey, I don't know about this. I hope for this. I don't know about this. Before I get into it, this is just a disclaimer. This is a little bit foolish on my part, because I could see someone who I'll have like a more serious disagreement with, who then will look through, well, what are some of the things I said that are way off, so they can use that as a token to disregard other things I said about more important matters that I actually take seriously. This one is just kind of lighthearted, and I'm sure they'll find plenty of things they disagree with, but here's one more. They'll go like, oh, obviously dogs do not go to heaven. God hates animals. God only loves humans. Animals are to be barbecued, and that's it. And he's saying otherwise. Well, he's going to get barbecued, and he's a pot that God made just to torture forever for God's glory. How this came about was a family pet got sick and died over the weekend. And I was with my daughters and was looking for a way to console them. And of course, you always go with, hey, God's given us the gift of eternal life. We're going to have a very long time. And when Jesus comes back to earth, any tear we have, he's going to wipe. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, what no ear has heard or eye has seen or human mind can think of, God has something way better planned than we could ever even imagine. We go to Isaiah 11, and it's talking about the ideal Davidic king. He shall strike the ruthless with the rod of his mouth, and the breath of his lips he shall slay the wicked. That's very similar to Revelation 19, when Jesus descends back to earth, when he's going to have a sword coming out of his mouth, and he's going to slay the beasts and the beast armies. So if that Isaiah 11 is talking similar to Revelation 19, when Jesus comes back to earth, he shall strike the ruthless with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips he shall slay the wicked. Justice shall be the band around his waist, and faithfulness a belt upon his hips. Then the wolf shall be a guest of the lamb, the leopard shall lie down with the young goat, the calf and the young lion shall browse together with a little child to guide them. So you have Jesus come back, then you have all these animals, they're playing together, they're being nice, they're being friendly, and you even have a little calf and a young lion that they're walking together with a child walking with them, through the forest. The cow and the bear shall graze together, their young shall lie down, the lion shall eat hay like the ox. Animals are no longer eating other animals. Looks like everyone's a vegetarian or mostly eating grains. So there's a little link about Isaiah 11 and Revelation 19. They both talk about when Jesus comes back down, he's dealing with his enemies with the words coming out of his mouth. And then you have kids and animals all playing together. No one's eating each other. Romans 8:19. For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. For the creation was subject to frustration, not by its own choice, but by the will of the one who subjected it. So creation itself didn't put its own curse on itself, but God put a curse after the fall. That the creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought into the freedom and the glory of the children of God. So that's in the NIV. I don't know, maybe there's better translations that go, this phrase shouldn't apply, doesn't exist, blah, blah, blah. You go to the Greek, and this is a really weak argument. In hope that creation itself will be set free from slavery to corruption. So maybe part of that slavery to corruption is death, other animals eating other animals to stay alive. They would now be free from that. So Romans 8:21, that the creation itself, so dogs will be part of the creation, will be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God. So if creation will be brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God, well, where do the children of God go? The children of God are going to live on the new earth with God. So if creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay, so there's no more going to die and decay, but brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God, I think right there, unless the NIV is an absolute terrible version or I cannot read and understand things, which is a possible, very likely, I think that says that the dogs themselves will be liberated from bondage to decay, and dogs will be brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God. So dogs will be with their owners. If I am so sinful so self-centered. I can barely even think of my kids unless if it's somehow they can make me look good or something like that. But like, oh, well, if I were in God's shoes, yeah, I would want them to be with their pets forever. Why wouldn't God do that? And when I looked online to see like why I'm so dumb and why obviously pets are not going to be resurrected, and the examples were like, oh, humans are so special, only they have a soul or spirit like God. Animals don't. I'm not denying that God has something special for humans that he didn't have for animals and pets. But if animals and pets make humans who are so special to him happy, why wouldn't he resurrect them? And obviously, if he has the power to resurrect humans, he has the power to resurrect animals. And if we're going to keep living on Earth, and there would be animals, or the Earth will be even better than it is now, and from Isaiah 11, there is going to be animals, why wouldn't God pick the animals that were already special to us? Why would he all of a sudden just create new animals? I mean, I guess he could, but it would be just as easy for him to, as he could create new animals, as to bring back animals that were special or meaningful to the people that were special and meaningful to him. I don't see any good reason to go like, oh, this is ridiculous or blasphemous. I'm not saying it's a very strong case. I mean, I'm admitting it is a huge stretch. That's it. I guess if you're looking for more things that make me heretical or sound stupid, well, I'll probably keep giving them